Tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome to this week's video. I have Hugo, Henry and Will from Team WC Rowing here today. These are the captain and club captains of Wellington College Rowing. We're coming to the end of the season, Hugo. How many hours of training, regattas, do you reckon you've done so far this season?
It would probably be in the thousands total I've done, to be honest. I think over the 4 seasons I've been here, would have been like 80 nights away on campus at least. So, I mean, it's a really big commitment.
It's a really big commitment for students and their families, isn't it?
Mm.
What sort of routines and things do you have to have in your families or yourself to get to rowing and get involved in rowing in the level that you guys all are?
Oh yeah, especially like in the early years, so years 9, 10, 11, when you can't drive, your parents have to wake you up at 5:30, you gotta head down. It's quite a massive commitment for both you and your parents, and I'm sure my mum probably hated me for a little bit. I was waking her up pretty early.
Yeah.
Not hated.
Yeah, and now their parents are hugely involved in getting us to regattas and to training and those sorts of things. There's this other, I've taught at rowing schools before, but they've been near rivers.
Yeah.
And they've had these boat sheds on the rivers. In Wellington, because you row on the harbour, there's always this cleaning out of boats and getting the salt out of boats and things like that. There's all those other routines that are around rowing?
Yeah, it's really tough when you live in Wellington, especially when it's one of the windiest places in the world. And so we don't get much water time, especially compared to other schools.
Yeah.
And a lot of our gear, we have to take really good care of it because it can deteriorate pretty quickly.
With the salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really important that we keep on top of that.
Yeah, like so many events of in the last 18 months, or last year in particular, rowing's been affected by COVID-19 lockdowns. And last year, the North Island Secondary Schools Champs, which I was at, had this sort of eerie feeling over it as we sort of all knew that the world around us was imploding and we were heading to...
Yeah, it was a bit foreboding, really.
Yeah.
It was kind of had a sense that Maadi was going to get cancelled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a bit of a shame, and it was last year. It was a bit expected, I guess, but, still a bit of a shame for 6 months of hard work to not be able to
go to the
race
national...
at Maadi,
Yeah, Maadi being the national champs. And this year, other way around.
Yeah.
We didn't get to do the North Island Secondary School Champs 2 weeks ago, but at this stage at least, Maadi is on and we're going back to Karapiro to be part of that event. What makes Maadi so special?
It's just it's such a massive gathering of like athletic ability. It's more or less of an event and more of like a celebration of kind of the achievements of rowers around the country, I feel like. And you get that sense of you're there with everyone who rows. This is everyone you're competing against, and it's just, there's nothing like being there with 50-ish, 30 schools. I don't know how many,
At least
10, like thousands of athletes and spectators, and it's just such a massive event that it's on a spectacle that you can't really replicate in some other sports.
Awesome. So Hugo, who are the crews we should be looking out for in the Maadi Cup when it starts on sort of around 22nd of...
I think our top crews to look out for is probably going to be the 15 quad, the 17 quad, the 18 quad, the 15 octuple, and the 16 quad.
Yeah, and you guys are in those under 18 quads that crews that have just been mentioned?
Yeah, we're on the 18 quad.
18 quad,
right.
yeah.
And it was the under 15 crew that won the gold at the North Island Club Champs?
Yep. 15 quad's been undefeated so far this season, so they're definitely a crew to watch out for.
Great, awesome. You guys are all in year 13. You've been rowing for for 5 years.
Yeah.
What's so special? If you had to ask year 9 students, if you had to try and encourage year 9 students to do rowing, what would you say?
I think it's the community, really. That's what I like the most about it. Like, it's 50 odd boys. We're from year 9 to 13. We go away 80 nights on camp. We're together for thousands of hours in the year, and you just form a really strong bond with them. Like, Maadi's a great example of this. You're rowing down the course. There's 2,000 athletes there. Everyone's chanting for their schools, and it's just a really, really special event.
Any other comments as we finish up?
Yeah,
Summarised it pretty well.
Yeah, it's just, there's nothing that kind of, it's all the hard work that you put in and then the reward you get at the end. Like, there's nothing as rewarding as you work for 500 hours over a season and then you get a medal right at the end of it. And it's just kind of, nothing beats that feeling.
All Wellington College's extracurricular program wouldn't exist without staff and parents, huge parents and old boys and volunteers involved. So why don't you take this opportunity, just as we finish, to look straight to the camera and thank all those people involved in supporting rowing at Wellington College?
Yeah, I'm going to thank coaches first because they're putting in loads and loads of hours. So we got some old boys. We got Sam Wilkins, who's an old boy. We've got Caleb, who's also an old boy, and we got people from Christchurch boys, Hemi boys. That's Sam Whitburn, Sam Waghorn.
Yeah.
We've got a whole coaching team. Ari, who's not from Wellington College, but just it's a really good team, and we'll probably end up coaching next season as well. So.
And there's a parent committee that do fundraising, logistics, pastoral care. There's just a huge team of people that are working behind.
Yeah, like Hugo's mum, Katie, does a whole lot. She's kind of the head parent.
Yeah.
She's took over after Sophie, and Gwen, who's our pastoral care person, Anita, who does all the fundraising. And we couldn't have run without parents.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Our time's well and truly up, and we haven't got through all our points. But thanks so much, and just on behalf of the whole school, best wishes for the upcoming Maadi Cup regatta. We know you'll represent us with an amazing Dub C pride and achieve at a really high level. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.